right. Okay, so to welcome our keynote speaker for tonight, right? At just 27, Cody Gordon is redefining what it means to be a visionary entrepreneur. I think when Dean, he was saying the marketing team at VET speaks about VETs for good, I think I imagine in my mind that you were speaking about him as an example, right? So he has a background in organizational psychology, international relations, and a postgraduate diploma in management from Wits University. In 2019, Cody founded CG Technology Group, a company born out of his drive to create disruptive technologies that solve pressing societal problems. The group's first groundbreaking innovation, It's Okay, is a revolutionary app that puts student mental health at the forefront, making well-being a daily focus in schools. This life-saving platform has been embraced by leading schools across Africa, solidifying Cody's reputation as a transformative force in the mental health space and earning him a spot on the Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2023. Please allow me to welcome Cody Gordon.
Thank you. Thanks, Faith. Awesome evening, guys. Thanks so much for having me. I did prepare a presentation. We've got the screen, but unfortunately no projector. So luckily I did, as I've always been taught, prepare. I've got some notes scribbled down, so please bear with me. But I've been fortunate enough to have a brief chat with the Dean, with Faith, leading up to this evening. Heard a lot about all the awesome work that you guys are doing. I know you guys are working on cashless solutions for your campuses, and that really sounds like a fantastic solution. Faith mentioned to me, can you speak a bit about, cashless solutions? I said, that's not really my specific area of expertise, but I can speak a lot to entrepreneurship, the lessons I've learned in entrepreneurship, and especially in the tech space, and how that can hopefully transfer to you guys. What I can say about the cashless solution particularly is that from the research I've done and what I've heard, it sounds like a major problem that you guys are solving. And I'm going to speak a bit about that tonight, and that's one of the things that, for me, you have to hold on to as an entrepreneur. Make sure you are solving real problems. Put the problem first, and then the solution will come. Don't focus on a solution and find a problem for it. So guys, I'm going to split this up, and I know it's not an evening of speeches, so I will try to get straight to the point, but I wanted to try and find value for everyone in this room, no matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey. Some people might be at the start of your journey, some people may be further on in their journey, in the middle of the journey, and I also wanted to touch a bit on the philosophical lessons or more mental lessons I've learned from entrepreneurship. So we learn a lot about skills, whether it's selling, engineering, marketing, whatever it is. But if you don't have the mental strength to go through all of the punches in the face that you're going to get, doesn't matter how good your skills are, you need to have that other element as well. So hopefully it's valuable for you guys. I'm going to start, for anyone that's at the beginning of their journey, just starting out, and as entrepreneurs, we're always starting out, we're always learning. We're constantly learning, growing, even when you think you know everything. I thought I knew everything at 16, I thought I knew everything at 18, 21, 24. You never know it all. The best entrepreneurs are always learning. I know 70-year-old, 80-year-old entrepreneurs that have made it, and they keep reading, they keep learning about AI, going to events, and those are the people that ultimately succeed. So there's many lessons, but these are lessons that have been important to me and have helped me succeed, and hopefully I can help you guys. The first lesson is, when you're building your solutions, make sure you are building a painkiller and not a vitamin. What that means is, whether you're building it in the B2C space or the B2B space, make sure that your solution is solving a client's pain. If you think about when you're sick, what do you want? You want a painkiller. You need something to take away your pain. What's a vitamin going to do? If you have a Smartie, a Jelly Bean, whatever, it's going to do nothing to your problem. Clients only buy when you are solving their pain. If you're selling something for X amount, they will buy when that price matches the pain that they are experiencing. And it's so important because I've built vitamins and I've built painkillers. And there is a distinct difference between the two. And you learn that very quickly. Two ways I've learned if you're building a painkiller. Number one, when you go out and you're trying to find clients, if you've built a painkiller, at least in that area, people will take your meetings. If you're not getting meetings, There could be many technical reasons why not. But a big one is that people just aren't interested in what you're doing. Sometimes it's the harsh reality, but better you learn that quicker than not. Maybe you're doing something that people they're not experiencing that problem. The second reason, and I've had many excuses for this reason in the past, but it's real. If clients aren't paying you for your solution, it's not a pain they are experiencing. If they will pay you for your solution, it is a pain that they are experiencing. So then the thing is, well, how do you go and figure out if you're building a painkiller or you're building a vitamin? And I think everyone here is pretty much focused on the tech space, so this is more of a tech approach, and I'm sure you guys have heard of the MVP approach, the Lean Startup, Eric Ries, brilliant book, give it a go. But basically that speaks about building a minimal viable product. What is the least amount of technology or product you can build to put it into the market? Once you've put it in the market, what are your clients actually saying? You need real life feedback. You need to speak to your clients. They will then tell you what their problems are. You then build upon it. It's never a case of build it and they will come. They don't come. You need to go and put it into the market. You need to understand what the problems are and build from there. So guys, this lesson, if it's anything I've learned, make sure you are building a painkiller, not a vitamin. There's a big difference. The second point early on in your journey is focus on execution instead of ideas. And we all, especially starting out in our journey, we romanticize the idea of these billion-dollar ideas. If only I had the idea for Uber, if only I had the idea for TikTok. But I promise you now, every single person that you speak to, almost every single person has had those same ideas. Don't hold your ideas so close to your heart. I hate to break your heart, but your ideas are not that special. Thousands of other people have had them. Millions of other people have had them. The difference comes in your execution. That is what's special. Not saying the idea is not important, but it's maybe 5% of what's important. If you guys knew the idea for Uber, if I knew the idea for Uber, the ideas for Netflix, that doesn't mean we can go and build Netflix. It doesn't mean we can go and build Uber. Your value lies in your execution. Put something out to the market, learn the relevant skills, and then you make your idea come to life. You don't just have an idea and become a billionaire overnight. The third lesson that I've learned early on in the journey that really helped me a lot is finding the right co-founder. Such an important lesson for me. When I started out, I'm the business guy. I focus a lot on sales, marketing, execution, vision, raising capital, all of the different business areas that I can focus on. But I wanted to be in the tech space. So I don't have an engineering background. I tried to learn to code a bit, built a few crap apps. You can see my fiance laughing. I call myself an engineer, but yeah. But I had to go out and I had to find a co-founder, someone that was the right fit for me. And 2 lessons in terms of finding the right co-founder. Number 1, make sure your co-founder has a complementary skill set to you. Don't go and find someone with the same skill as you. There's no point having 2 Codys or 2 Michaels or 2 Daniels. You need 2 different people. So I went and I found someone that was an engineer, someone who can build the product, someone who can handle all the technical elements of what we were doing. If you're a sales guy, business guy, don't go and get another sales guy. You need someone to build the product. If you're an engineer, don't go and get another engineer. Although engineers think product does everything, it's not. You need a salesperson. You need someone to go and speak to clients, keep clients, understand what the problems are. So find someone with a complementary skill set to you. It's super important. The second thing about finding the right co-founder is make sure that that person is in this journey for the long term, because it's going to be a very tough journey. Maybe some of you are further in your journey, some of you just starting out, but it's a tough journey. What's so amazing about finding the right co-founder is when things get tough, you can lean on each other. So when the one's going through a tough time, you got your co-founder. When the other one's not doing well, you got your co-founder. It's so important, because if you find someone who doesn't understand what this is going to take mentally to build a successful business, they're going to crumble straight away. So try and understand a bit about the person you're getting into business with. For me, I think if you've had a past experience with someone, you know how they work under pressure, you know what their motivations are, makes a big difference. Then guys, moving more towards anyone who's more in the middle of their journey, started their journey, maybe put a product out, maybe got their first client, maybe making some money already. The first lesson I would speak about there is that failure is part of the journey, right? And Dean spoke about it earlier, and really wise words there. often, and I know we say, failure is part of the journey, blah, 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 and it's all such a cliche, but it is so true because, and I think this is important in the middle of your journey, because at the beginning you got so much motivation, you're like, yes, you haven't faced the real world yet, you haven't got smacked in the face, we're building our product, we've got our product out, we've got someone to pilot with us, this is awesome. But then what happens when your technology stops working? Your biggest client leaves you, your CFO resigns, your team's down to 2 people, you're in debt of X amount. That's when you are facing real failure. And what is so important is how you frame that failure. You've got to change the perspective around failure. If you think about what entrepreneurship is at its core, it's ultimate creativity. You're finding problems in the world and you're literally finding new ways to solve those solutions. You're either building a better mousetrap or you're building a new mousetrap. Regardless, you are seeing a gap in the world in how to make things better. By definition, that means you are doing something new and you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to do it. No one knows how to do it. The only way you know how to do it is by practice. So failure literally is the pathway to success. When you're failing, you're learning. You're understanding, okay, this was not right. How do I change this? So I fail every single day. People fail every single day. You are barely right in entrepreneurship. Barely. But the times you are right, they propel you so far further forward, but you've got to be in the game for that to happen. So reframe failure. It's just entrepreneurship. It should just be called failureship, not entrepreneurship. The 5th point, and second point if you're anywhere along in your journey is, and this is something I've only learned pretty recently, and that is that your job as a founder, as a co-founder, whatever, as a leader, is to make decisions. Your job is not to be right. Obviously, it's better to be right than wrong. But your job is to make decisions. And why do I say that? Because as founders, a lot of times we have a lot of ego. We think we have to be right. We know more than anyone. That's why we're doing this. But your job is to make decisions. You can only make decisions with the amount of data that you have on hand. That is all you can do. But I'm sure you guys are aware of Y Combinator, the incubator, accelerator, or whatever you want to call it, the biggest in the world. When you ask their leaders, what is the most successful trait of any entrepreneur? The great entrepreneurs, they built Airbnb and all these types of companies came through them. What they say is that when I speak to a great founder, whether I speak to him next week or next month or next quarter or next year, their company is always in a different position. The founder has always led them forward. That doesn't mean that you're always right, but you are always progressing. You are always in a different position. You are always moving forward. Your job is to make decisions. So don't be afraid to make decisions. Just make decisions with as much data as you can, but don't ever have decision paralysis. That will kill your company more than making the wrong decision. You can always recover from specific decisions, but make sure you're moving your company forward. It's not in the same position. People are innovating quickly. If you're stuck because you're scared of making the wrong decision, you're dead already. The last point in this sort of category of in the middle of your journey is vision. And this is something that's so important because when we started our journey, as we go on, as I've mentioned, you keep getting punched in the face. There's only one thing that's going to keep you going as an entrepreneur, and that's your vision. Why did you start this company? Why is it that you decided to do this? What problem are you solving? Who are you affecting? What impact are you making in the world? And sometimes, everything gets blurred because we're failing a lot. Different things are happening all around us. We look, why are we doing this? My friends at EY are making 200K a month, and I'm here, scraping off the floor, my clients are leaving me, my technology is broken, for what? At that point in time, you have to remember your vision. Why did you start this? And the thing is, everyone around you is going to look to you. You have to hold your North Star at the top. And you don't have to know how you're going to get there. Don't let that stop you. You just have to know that this is your vision, and how you get there, you could go this way, you could go that way, you could go that way. No one gets there in a straight line. Just know this is where you're going, and you'll figure the rest out, but just keep moving forward. And be stubborn about your goal, but flexible about how you get there. Then guys, just three more lessons from my side. This is more around the philosophical element or mental element, whatever you want to call it, that has helped me. And whenever someone asks me, what's the most important characteristic trait that a successful entrepreneur can have, I always say that it's the ability to manage your own psychology. Because, we look at all these great engineers or salespeople, marketing people. There are so many people with amazing skill sets and talents. This room's filled with them. Next door, there's more there, there's more there, there's more. Everywhere there is amazing skill sets and talents. But not everybody has the ability to manage that upstairs. You can have a great engineer, but, let's say, for example, your product goes down within the first week being live with a massive client, and they don't know how to handle that. They crumble straight away. That product's not getting fixed. You need to have the ability to understand what you are looking at, not react from an emotional perspective, rather look at the facts in front of you and react and act from a rational perspective. So the ability to manage your own psychology becomes super important. The 8th lesson that I've learned is that it's okay to feel shit, but it's not okay to give up. And again, guys, as mentioned earlier, I know I'm making entrepreneurship seem quite bleak, but it's the truth. You are going to feel shit. You are going to feel like, why am I doing this? But only specific people in the world can be entrepreneurs. We all have our own reason for being entrepreneurs. We're all motivated by different things, and that's fine. But remember what your reason is, and don't give up. You only lose when you are not in the game anymore. Every time you are in the game, every time you wake up and you try and find a new client, you try and build a new feature, whatever it is that you're doing, you always have a chance to win. But make sure you are in the game. I'm sure a few of you know Mark Cuban. He's quite famous for saying, doesn't matter how many times you're wrong, you only need to be right once. And that's all that matters. That one time that you are right will outweigh every single no, every single rejection you've gotten, but you will never get that yes if you give up. So you can feel bad for yourself, you can have a little cry, you can say screw this, screw that, whatever else you want to say, but don't give up. Just wake up tomorrow and keep going. Even if it's 1% more, that 1% leads to 1,000%. And the final lesson that I've learned, and this is a really important one, and that's, in the end, this is all a bonus. And it's been an important lesson for me because as entrepreneurs, we put so much of our value in our company, in our product, in the team we're building, the respect that we think we've deserved and earned, the people around us, what do they think about us? This company's doing X, my company's doing Y, why is it not as good? Remember, this is all a bonus in the end. Focus on the important things. Focus on your relationships. Focus on your health. Focus on your hobbies. Have a full life so that when something goes wrong in your business, you have a whole life to go back to. And entrepreneurship is a bonus. If you look at it that way, not only will you live a happier life, but your business will be more successful because there's not so much pressure and weight on your whole business. Live a full life. Let your business be a bonus. Because at the end of the day, guys, if we look at the history of the universe, the world, our whole existence, it's just a business. It's not that deep. So have fun, build your awesome solutions, and just remember, it's not that heavy. So guys, good luck to everyone for tonight. Thanks so much. Hope you guys found some value in a few of the lessons I've learned. And looking forward to the rest of the evening. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you very much.